As a doctor, I know that patient consent is extremely important, but a patient's signature on a piece of paper is not sufficient. Patients have the right to know what will happen to them as part of a procedure, what the intended benefits of the procedure are, and what the possible risks are, including the likelihood of those risks. As a clinician, I have to demonstrate that my patient was told about the procedure, the risks and the benefits, has understood what they were told, and has reached a decision to proceed. Fill in the blanks, carbon copy generic consent forms just don't cut it anymore. You need to make sure that they have been filled in without omitting any important details, and they don't demonstrate that the patient has actually understood the material, and carbon copy paper forms seldom contain any visual aids to help a layperson understand. Fortunately, Patient Source provides full informed consent through our trusted digital consent provider, EIDO Healthcare. For example, let's say our fictional patient, Ms. Bindi, is scheduled for a hip replacement next week. As a surgeon, in the theatres module in Patient Source, I can select the theatre list she is scheduled for. Here I can specify the operation she is due to have. Now, rather than use an appointment slot and call her into clinic to sign a consent form, or rush through the consent form on the morning of surgery, I can send her full interactive consent information from inside Patient Source. EIDO has pre-written consent information covering every major specialty, so there is no need for me to manually specify the risks and the benefits, and there's no risk of me forgetting important information. EIDO's consent information articles have been used and refined in healthcare across the world for 20 years, so their informed consent is tried and tested. So from within Patient Source, without having to log into a second system, I can create an interactive consent session for the patient in EIDO, and an email link will be sent to the patient. As the patient, Ms. Bindi will receive an email containing a link to the EIDO consent information. By clicking it, she will be taken to the EIDO patient interface where she can read the information about her forthcoming total hip replacement. Ms. Bindi enters some basic information about herself as an identity check. She is then taken through the background information about a total hip replacement. Multimedia content is included in many of the consent information articles to help the patient understand the procedure. There is full information about the complications in layperson language. And if at any time Ms. Bindi wishes to revisit some information, she can view the contents and click on the section she wishes to see again. Patient Source automatically stores the date and time when a patient has read the consent information. So as the surgeon, I can look at my scheduled theatre cases at any time and see if the patient has engaged with the material. Here you can see that Ms. Bindi's consent information is marked off as complete, showing that Ms. Bindi has fully engaged. The result is that I, as a doctor, can be confident that my patients have read and understood the material about their procedure. I can also demonstrate to other parties that the patient has received, read and understood the information, and I can be confident that no important risk has been omitted. And of course, Mrs. Bindi, the patient, receives easy-to-digest information about the procedure, the risks and the benefits, which she can review and consume at her own pace, complete with videos. Much better than a rushed carbon copy consent form. Patient Source with the trusted digital consent provider EIDO Healthcare.